There's no second best. Welcome, welcome. Oh, we are back again, baby. 73K, we're still hanging on. Hope you're having a good evening. It is I again, the Crypto Otaku, and this is my show. Welcome to the dystopian future. You're living in it now, today. So again, $34.5 trillion in debt here in the United States, and Bitcoin is teetering at the brink of a huge parabolic breakout. I mean, look at this. Look how strong we've been at this. Let's dive in. Crazy town. Crazy town. Look at this. Look at this crazy trend we're in right now. We're not stopping. We're not stopping. Nope, it's only nothing but up from here. Yeah, I thought we'd just go into a whole bunch of hopium today. Just take a brief history synopsis as to where we are in the market, how we got here, and all the things. As I lose my screen in the back there. That's no fun. Yeah. So what is up? Hope you're having a great day. In other news, I finished my you can kind of see it there. I finished my Gundam themed Bitcoin model. Oh man, we are in mass hysteria now. Even the Gundams are getting bright orange. Yeah, you gotta orange pill your Gundams now. When are we gonna get another a new anime where the main character gets orange pilled? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I just can't. Man, things are popping off all over the place. It looks like Adam just got up 6%. He just got a notification. Yeah, we're just firing on all cylinders. All cylinders. DENCUN upgrade happened again today. Went live. Good news for your layer 2s. Not so much for main net Ethereum. We did just go back to 4K though, but we dipped down to 3,800 earlier in the afternoon. So you know, I remember back when the when Ethereum went proof of work to proof of stake, similar thing. I mean, we had, it was so much hype leading up to it, so much hype, and then yeah, we had a huge sell-off. So this is pretty much typical when it comes to Ethereum upgrades. That's just the name of the beast. Ethereum doesn't really have, in my opinion, the best track record when it comes to pricing in its upgrades. We're making a drink tonight. We may actually see another breakout for Bitcoin earlier today. I've noticed that if we end, if we close the market here in the States, usually pretty high, they end up pretty much running with it in the other countries, other parts of the world. So, yeah, there's a lot of news to unpack today. Just a huge amount of information coming out, all fronts really. ETFs, BlackRock. Oh my God, the DENCUN upgrade. We'll go over a little bit of fees, what fees are looking like on layer 2s. Solana, the Solana meme with dog with hat. Let's just start there. There's so much to cover today. Dog with hat becomes the 4th largest meme coin as community completes its fundraising for the Las Vegas Sphere. Yeah, so they actually pulled it off. It was like, what, 750,000, 650,000? Yeah, look at that. They got $700,000. $700,000 for the friggin' meme coin to be on the Las Vegas Sphere. yeah, if there isn't a buy the rumor, sell the news event, this is it. This is the one you want to pay attention to if you got whiff. This might be the time to figure out if you're with the whiff hat, or are you out? Are you in or are you out? And I'd say by now you probably should be looking on the way out to taking some profits, if you're up in a big way. So yeah, the dog whiff hat deal was funded, fully funded, and Sem, the leading figure of the campaign and one of the 5 controllers of the multi-sig wallet, had received the donation, said in the next post, "We're putting the hat on the sphere." It's a done deal. It's happening. Do we have a particular date? I don't know. They probably had an announced date on the original fundraising. Yeah, probably within a certain time frame, I'd imagine, because they have to have this thing like booked solid for months. I'm interesting. It'd be really interesting if they did around the halving, though. Oh my god, if they put the dog with hat in the sphere around the halving, like April 20th, you know, that'd be a sight to behold. That's for sure. Yeah. So that was the first thing we got going on today. I thought I'd just throw that out there pretty quick. We've got so much to cover. The DENCUN upgrade, right? So the DENCUN upgrade, what's it doing for you? What is it doing for you? Probably not much, unless you're a big fan of Matic. I'm a big fan of Matic. Some of the other layer 2s, if you're holding any of the layer 2s, there's some pretty big popular ones built on the Ethereum blockchain. But other than that, it's not doing a damn thing for the ETH gas feeds on the main chain. So it sucks. It really does. It really does suck. Because I was really hoping that I could play on the damn blockchain again without having to pay like $60, $70, move some funds around during peak times. That's always fun, right? Always fun. So, yeah, how does it affect me? Well, is there any way to watch the DENCUN live upgrade live? Yeah, we already did. So this is their go live page. Here is CoinDesk covered it this afternoon. Proto-dank sharding. Ethereum has higher fees and may be competing networks and has struggled as a result of that. DENCUN doesn't do much to address the issue, at least not directly. So there is that. Here's a fragmentation, yada yada yada, the roll up. DENCUN. He's awesome. Yeah, I've heard some of the fees are as low as 10 to 50 cents on some blockchain layer 2s on Ethereum. But I haven't really had a chance to move anything around today. I am planning on moving some Matic tomorrow, though. I got some stuff coming out of stake to move into my main hardware wallet, so I'll see firsthand tomorrow. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I did want to take note, though. I think it said in this particular article. This is what I'm mostly concerned with. I think it was this. Instead of bringing down Ethereum's gas fees, which could take years to plan and implement, the network's co-founder Vitalik Buterin, as among the leading voices to push the network towards the role of a centric roadmap, yada yada yada, the layer 2 networks. So we're only doing it for the layer 2 networks. That's my fear, is that what if it does take another year, 2 years, 3 years? Because ETH moves really slow. I would say as slow as Cardano when it comes to, well, maybe not. Maybe not as slow as Cardano, I'll take that back. When it comes to its upgrades and testing on the main chains. But I'm just not as bullish as some people are with Ethereum. And I know the ETFs are gonna change it, in a big way. Everyone's gonna come in, but it's mostly gonna be, institutions and corporations and, Maybe I don't even think the gaming sector is going to be built on it like everyone's hoping it is. I mean, AVAX and Solana have kind of already taken that, center field, and we already got the fees low enough. I mean, Solana, you can move the hell as much as you want around for like cents on the dollar in today's inflated prices. So I don't know. I'm more bullish on Solana. I've got a bigger bag of Solana, but I am holding a bunch of ETH too. So we'll see how it all goes. I particularly am I would say about 60 to 70% Bitcoin, and then blue chips, and then kind of your high risk altcoins. That's kind of how my portfolio is built. I'm not going to be want to tell you what to do with your money, but it seems to work out for me pretty well already, and we're only at the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even seen the meat of this move yet when it comes to Bitcoin. But yeah, if you by chance find me tonight, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you are looking forward to in the space. What are you excited for? Are you looking for a huge Bitcoin? Do you only hold Bitcoin? Are you a Bitcoin maxi? Or are you an altcoin survivor, right? Because that's what it is about in this space, right? The altcoins that survive really end up becoming large market movers later on in the future. So excited to see how this plays out in the coming months. And I don't know. ETH's having a rocky start when it comes to its ETH ETF. So we may not get that this year, but BlackRock gets what they want. So if they scream and holler and wet their diaper enough, sure, BlackRock's gonna get their Ethereum ETF. And I think May is their last deadline, so look out for that, because that's what happened with Bitcoin. BlackRock gets their way. Yeah, there's just a ton of news to unpack. I've been looking at all these headlines all day, waiting to jump in and pretty much review all this with you tonight. MasterCard and Visa, this one here I really wanted to read. I jumped on Solana when no one believed in it at the end of last year. We had a little bit of a revival since then, but there was a point in time where Solana was down to like $20 and no one was believing in it. Oh, it's just that FTX. Oh, it's that relic of FTX. They funded it. You don't want to throw any money at that. That's bad. That's bad juju. Yeah, and then they had their Solana locked up after the FTX collapse. That's going to be held in with the court settling the FTX crypto funds over the next 3 to 7 years or some crazy stuff. I'm not worried about that, but Visa in particular, its partnership with Solana invigorated my soul. No pun intended. Solana soul. And yeah, invigorated my soul bag, right? My bag of soul in a big way. I'm glad that I caught that earlier in the cycle, because they did have their partnership, and I wanted to see if this was going into a little bit more about that. We're noticing a whole bunch of these old little follow the money kind of narratives back last year in 2022 are starting to finally come into play. So like that Bitcoin with Visa, maybe not Bitcoin, but other blockchains, yes. The other blockchains are definitely going to have a lot of interest with Visa, MasterCard, and settling small payments. Again, going back to Solana and their almost free blockchain and instant. I mean, Solana is the most delightful blockchain I've ever used. Every single transaction I've ever made with Solana has always been like super fast. I know we have a Lightning Network for Bitcoin. It's not quite this. It's not like quite like using Bitcoin. Bitcoin usually takes about 50 minutes, a half hour on its slow days. But anyhow, let's dive into this. Visa and MasterCard, a little bit of rumor and news. Bitcoin has surged last year thanks to the influx of money from traditional institutional investors via exchange-traded funds, ETFs. Likewise, integrations by traditional retail payments players, Visa and MasterCard, could push the crypto market dramatically higher valuations in the year ahead. Despite explosive growth, crypto's daily active users still pale in comparison. Yada, yada, yada. Get to the news here. Crypto cards. Crypto cards catering to the niche, not the masses. Yes, we have the Crypto.com card. I talk about this all the time. I have a Coinbase card. It's on my desk somewhere. I don't use it because I don't believe in spending my crypto, especially not a bull period. But if you really want to get 100% adoption, 100% like max adoption, you know, this is the way to go. And offering that incentive as an incentive to you know, the masses is definitely easier to settle payments and faster. You know exactly what's in your bank account. You have to wait for damn banks to settle over the weekends and all that nonsense. If you use a crypto backed credit card or debit card. Yeah, these are not new. These have kind of PayPal, Crypto.com, Coinbase. Those are the big ones. I think Binance has their own, you know, crypto card. You can even earn crypto while you're using it. There's a lot of other things too. Oh, you did? You saw, that was probably Crypto.com's. Mondo Cat says she saw an ad for crypto credit card before this vid. Yeah, that's probably Crypto.com. Damn you, Crypto.com! I got a story about that too. A buddy of mine just got kind of screwed over by fees. He got chewed out. Lost a ton of crypto to withdrawal fees. Apparently that's a thing with Crypto.com users. I did not know. I primarily store mine on hardware wallets and get off the exchanges as fast as I can. With Crypto.com, I also have Pro. So yeah, maybe the Pro eliminates those fees. I don't know. But anyway, Mondo, how you doing tonight? How are you feeling in the crypto world? Have you got into Bitcoin or any other assets yet? I hope so. Oh, at this point, I don't know what to do anymore. I got into a conversation actually with an old friend tonight. Oh man, I've known him for years. He's an awesome guy, but man, he's talking about getting into all these new, you know, technology and spending all this money, and I'm just like, wait a minute. If you were to hold off, you could buy that later. I really think right now is the time to invest. Right now is a crucial time in this historical time period where we're standing up to the world in a big way when it comes to fiat and dollar debasement. So maybe you should think about that purchase and maybe instead wait on it and then you could buy X later. Nah, I couldn't talk him into it. I try my best to orange peel people. Damn, I'm bad at it. Just feel bad at it. Try to find the one thing. Mondo says she got back from groceries, and her shoulders are so damn sore. 40-minute bus ride, and yeah, giant bags of groceries. What about those bags of crypto, though? Got any bags of crypto yet, Mondo? Think of how much groceries you can buy with a bag of crypto in the future. That's the thing. You owe it to yourself, your future self. You owe it to your future self to invest in this crazy time period we're in right now. Because we may not ever see this ever again. Once every single institution on the planet is involved and gobble it all up, it's gone. It's a damn shame. But that's something I wanted to get into as well. Let's take a pause real quick. Bitcoin's already testing, going back to its previous all-time high. 73,700 was last thing we touched, and we're already starting to move back up to 73.1 during the live stream tonight. We got about a half hour, 40 minutes until China and the other, markets open. Probably Japan first, and then we could see the third world largest economy. Yeah, crypto would be easier on your shoulders. That's definitely an easier bag to carry, especially when you compare it to gold, like we did last night in that crazy debate with Rob Hall and Peter Schiff. Man, that was, oof. If that lit a fire under my belly, I'll tell you that. That was just brutal. Oh my God. Just watching Peter Schiff rant on and on and on about gold and And it wasn't until the very end I could actually agree with him on something. But anywho, yeah, Bitcoin is doing its thing. It's moving on up. But if you haven't gotten in yet, it's not too late for some of these other altcoins, right? Some of the other big layer 2s. We just talked about the Ethereum DENCUN upgrade. What is built on ETH that you will miss out on if you do not jump in with a fresh mindset? Now that the fees are lower, it's easier and cheaper for these, corporations and gaming and everything else to come in and start building on. Polygon, for example, I'm bullish on Polygon. I have a big bag of Polygon. I'm gonna shill it. I don't care. But yeah, Polygon's got so much more use case this time around. Last time it was primarily NFTs. Some of the new gaming was being built on it. Now we've got a lot more. I think the biggest thing last year, last bull run was I think it was Disney NFTs and maybe Atari NFTs on the Polygon blockchain. I think that's kind of done. We'll see. NFTs are gonna come back, but I don't know. I don't know about that. But anywho, let's dive into a whole bunch of stuff. So, crypto bubbles today. Hex is up in a big way. I think this has moved up about 50% now on the week or the month. No, Hex has not moved crap. Hex hasn't really gone anywhere yet. Yeah, it did. What was that? It was only 5% today. 50% on the year. That's what I thought I saw. 50% on the year for Hex. This is something that was pretty much off my radar for a long time. I thought about getting in a little bit last year. Just kind of like, I thought it was gonna die off, but it's back. Like everything else, it's back. So good for Hex. Injected was up a little bit today. Let's go back to the day. Dog with Hat. Oh my God, another 20% today with Dog with Hat. That puts Dog with Hat up for 800% on the month. Oh, Pepe's up another 800%. Holy crap, on the month, 800% Pepe. Oof. I don't want to be in these bubble, guys. I don't feel comfortable with this bubble. this meme coin bubble. You guys can play around with this, but I'm happy with my steady bag growth right now. I'm not gonna lie. That's scary. But if you got out, you made 800%, man, good for you. That's a freaking crazy dedication there on those meme coins. I just haven't had the time to really dedicate the 24 hours of staring at the loading screen for those coins. I remember doing that last year with Pepe. Render, I was up pretty big on the month. Everything's kind of consolidating back down today. Yeah, those are probably the biggest movers, I'd say, on the day. Dog with Hat, Jupe is up. Jupe is going to be interesting to see. This is the newest deck with Solana. It's the biggest decks in terms of growth. So looking forward to see how Jupe turns out. Oh, Matic is up 8% today. You gotta be up. You gotta be up and happy about this DENCUN upgrade with Matic. It's probably the only great news I got out of it was the fees are gonna be lower on Matic. So fun. All right. So the Bitcoin halving. Where are we at? Where are we at the Bitcoin halving? 37 days, 3 hours, 35 minutes, and 7 seconds until the 420 Blaze It Bitcoin halving. And I'm excited. I'm hella excited. I even made a super special Gundam to commemorate the event. I'm actually building another one right now too. I'm completely obsessed. Absolutely obsessed. Yeah, so we got that to look forward to. We haven't even begun. Everyone is bullish as all hell, and that's something I wanted to get into, okay? Because we are not bullish enough, okay? That's what my tagline says. That's on my thumbnail. I mean it. We are not bullish enough. And Kathy Wood has been coming out a few times now. She's been interviewed, I think, 3 times in the last 2 weeks, basically giving up her new prediction, which is a $2.3 million Bitcoin by 2030 instead of her original $1 million or $1.5 million by 2030. That puts us at $1 million range somewhere between now and probably 2028. So that's bullish. It's all freaking hell. And I don't think we're bullish enough. I don't think we have any idea what these institutions are really going to bring to our space. And we've only hit the tip of the iceberg when it comes to these big players. I mean, we just went over that, bullish sentiment over Visa, MasterCard again coming in, being related to everything else. These banks have to get in, and that's what Kathy's talking about next. They haven't got in yet. They're coming because this is their only way to survive. I'm gonna play a little bit of this right here. Oh, Kathy, my Bitcoin orange pill goddess.
Think about that. 15 out of 19.5 hodling, right? 1.5 million left.
Yes.
Institutions have just gotten involved. The SEC gave it the green light in the form of an ETF, and we were one of the 11 launched. We're doing very well, thanks be to God. Yes. So think about that. What does that mean? If institutions really want to be involved, they will have to pull with pricing the hodlers into selling their Bitcoin. 2015, Bitcoin was $250, right? We still think it's just begun because institutions are just now becoming involved. Pretty exciting. We think it could scale. Depends on we have a base case, a bear case, a bull case, but it could scale from 43,000 to 650,000 or $1.5 million per coin, or even higher as institutions get in.
And the institutions she's talking about, right, outside of the ETF players that she's a part of, and her ARK Invest is number 3 right now. ARK is number 3. And there's only going to be 3 major players right now. Van Eck just lowered their interest, their fees to 0 until 2025, March of 2025, so the whole year. Or a certain cap is met or something like that. But anyway, this is bringing all the liquidity into the market space and gobbling up every single bit of what's left. And these inflows are insane. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but we don't have Bank of America on board yet. This is the institution she's talking about. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all the big banks, Chase, JP Morgan Chase, all the big banks, when they're custodying people's Bitcoin and crypto's assets, because they will, this is when we're going to see a price influx that we can't even imagine. We can't imagine. It's going to multiply like mad.
But the most important thing as we talk about these themes is be prepared for huge volatility. There's the hypes, and so there are the booms and the busts and the booms and the busts. The trend line should be up, but you have to prepare, especially young people, for volatility.
Look at this. We're still above silver. Why aren't you bullish enough?
The seeds for everything that is happening today were planted in the 20 years that ended in the tech and telecom bubble, right? And then there was the crash. So all the seeds were planted there. But the reason the crash happened is because the technologies were not ready. And even if they were kind of getting ready, the costs were prohibitive. So just to give you a good example of the second one, in 2003, but we were thinking about it in the late 90s, in 2003, the first whole genome was sequenced. We were able to understand all of the 6 billion bits of code in one person's body, so that we could understand what was going wrong. That cost $2.7 billion just for one person. And it took 13 years of computing power. We were not ready for prime time, but biotech was a big part of that bubble, right? The technologies weren't ready. We didn't get the cloud until 2006. We didn't have the 2 very big breakthroughs in AI, deep learning in 2012, and then transformer architecture in 2017-18. Those technologies were not ready for prime time back then. The capital flowed aggressively into them and shouldn't have. Today, they are ready for prime time.
We're definitely ready for prime time. Look at this. The daily change in Bitcoin holdings, US spot T20 ETFs. We're up to day 42, 11,871. Bitcoin, it's just insane. Just BlackRock, and yeah, they're up to 215,000. They've outpaced MicroStrategy, and on top of that, we got news. MicroStrategy also is looking at another $500 million loan for their, their big, giant, massive holding or hoard of Bitcoin. Nuts.
Starting to scale the 5 major platforms, which are robotics, energy storage, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and multi-omic sequencing in the life sciences space. And I know, Andre, you have a big interest in the healthcare space. And that's probably going to be one of the sectors most transformed by these technologies. So we believe they're scaling now, and this is perfect investor psychology, and I'm very comfortable. People are scared. I'm comfortable as a portfolio manager because I would prefer to be investing.
Scared money don't make no money, right? Right, Kathy? You're damn right. And you're not making any money unless you're putting some risk on the line. And I gotta tell you, this is the most exciting time I've ever lived through. We're on the back of a revolution. We're talking about, this is the fight for freedom. This is the fight for real financial freedom. And the reason why I buy Bitcoin, I believe in Bitcoin is I have a rebellious nature by heart. I don't deal well with authority. I'm not down with fascism and ideologies and corruption and all that nonsense. If it were up to me, I'd say we're all cavemen living out in the woods, and we're just enjoying life and having a good time. But this is the world we live in. This is the society that we were born into, and this is what you gotta fight for. You gotta fight for your freedom, and there's no other way to retain your purchasing power than to hold Bitcoin. And I've seen it. I've seen it, 3-year transformation for me, and I want other people to experience that. This is why I'm out here. I'm trying to find new people and get them involved. The Zoomers need our help. They need our help. They have no idea what they're getting into once they get out of college. This is a scary time for our youth, and we really need to stand up for them. So if you got a friend, family member, please reach out, tell them what's going on. If you understand what's going on, do your research and do what you can. Alrighty, so let's move on. Kathy is just so influential. I just love everything she's ever put out. I love that she shared her vision with the world. She didn't hold it back and just put art out there and invest in all of the disruptive technology. She told everyone. She told the world, and it blew up in a big way. And between her and Michael Saylor, they're like the Steve Jobs of our current revolution. The best way I can put it. I didn't really care for Steve Jobs, to be honest, but when it comes to a real motivator, these two people are so high on my list. And I don't know if you guys noticed, it's been making the rounds all over the internet now. Saylor's latest interview went over a little too well, maybe.
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it. They're buying the real estate because they expect
because
that
they
it's
want
going
to
to
sell it eventually,
desirable.
Michael. I mean, let's be honest. Most of the people who are, yes, sure, some people pass it on to their children, but most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit. So
let me say it a different way.
Okay.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, there's a name for them. We call them poor.
Drop the mic. Oh my God, Michael Saylor. That's so brutal. But she came in fast and hard. Everyone's trying to get something out of Saylor. When are you selling your Bitcoin? When are you selling your Bitcoin? When are you selling your Bitcoin? He said forever he's not selling. He said, what did he tell Laura? Remember? You remember when he told Laura?
Let's talk about your existing.
So MicroStrategy's average purchase price was a little less. Right now, you didn't buy the Bitcoin to sell it, but would MicroStrategy ever take some off the table when you sense the market is at a top and then just buy in later when there's another correction? Or do you just plan to hodl through all the cycles, and weather those, whatever 80% downturns when the crypto markets are in a bear market?
Yeah, again, I just disagree with your characterization. I don't expect an 80% downturn. I don't think it's a speculative asset, and I don't think you can quote unquote take money off the table. You're speaking like a crypto trader right now, right? Yeah, I mean, maybe you're doing it just to represent their interest. Mine is sound money. So when you say things like that to me, and maybe you just do it just to see what I'll say back, I just imagine you preaching to me in Argentina while you're asking me if I'm going to sell the dollars and buy pesos back again as the peso sleeps from 20 to the dollar to 40 to the dollar to 80 to the dollar. Or if we're in, Venezuela. I mean, you think a Venezuelan company is going to quote unquote take some money off the table by selling their U.S. stocks and their U.S.
Don't you forget what happened in Argentina last year.
Esta moneda de 2 pesos.
They tore apart their money.
Le saco esto. Y esto
Why did they
todo
tear
lo
apart
demás
their money?
Vale 12 pesos.
Because of the same thing that's happening right now. The same thing that's happening right now to the U.S. nickel. The nickel is worth more in its true metal state than the actual printed value of the nickel, which is 5 cents. I think it's worth about 8 to 10 cents now. And the peso in Argentina, the metal around it, last year, was worth, I think, well, I actually written down here. It was on a $2 peso. The metal around the peso was worth $12. That's how bad inflation was in Argentina when their dollar collapsed, their peso collapsed. So, yeah, I mean, this is why we invest in Bitcoin. This is why we invest in cryptocurrencies. We understand that the dollar has failed us. We can't print this money forever. We already have printed it forever. As long as we've been alive and until we wised up to it and noticed what's going on. I didn't start paying attention to the dollar deficit until 2012. So it was Obama years that I started waking up to it, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't really know about Bitcoin back then. It wasn't until we had all that time during COVID to dump a time and money and research into figuring out what's going on. But yeah, this is where we're at. $34.5 trillion. And Congress is completely ignoring it. Last week we went over, what was his name? David. I got a little clip here. David S. I'm just going to call him David S. because I cannot pronounce his last name. He went over and showed Congress every detail, the math, what we're doing, what are we doing, the GDP to debt, how we're spending, the fertility rates, basically how we're just basically falling apart in America. 93,000. Look at this. This is nuts. This will blow your mind.
Let me hand that to you. So, we made this board a couple days ago, and then it popped. So it wasn't 93,000. It was almost $95,000 a second. But I didn't want to waste the ink and print a new one. Why do the second? Because it's understandable. I mean, let's be brutally honest. How many of us can see 12 zeros in our head? And my fear is that is one of my great sins in trying to communicate my stress about this, is I'm here saying, it's $1 trillion. No one knows what the hell $1 trillion is. It's 12 zeros.
They're spending $95,000 a second. A freaking second. That's insane. That's more than any of us probably make. I don't make I work at McDonald's. Damn it. Ain't making $93,000. Not working at McDonald's in California. That was a $50 an hour. So they're pushing for minimum wage in California now after they just got 20. Nuts. It's absolutely crazy. We're off the chart. We're off the chain. This is not sustainable. Everyone knows this. Congress knows it. Everyone's fighting for it. Old guys and zeros. That's what Mondo Cat says. Yep, that's right. That is right. And it's just so sad. This is life now. This is the world we live in. The world we live in. Wake up. This is where we're at. And yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but look around you. We're becoming a dystopian future overnight. Damn. People are pooping in the streets. People are living in Skid Row. The damn place has been a poor homeless destination since 1920. We haven't fixed it in 100 years, over 100 years. We're not fixing anything anytime soon. But speaking of fixing things, my God, I am just on a rampage tonight. RFK. So RFK, his running mates now are there's speculation, but his running mates right now, if you haven't paid attention to the political scene, His running mates right now are Aaron Rodgers, Jesse Ventura. I've heard Tony Robbins. I mean, it's just crazy. Rodgers, though, I mean, it's nuts. The people that are, potentially going to be his running mate for vice president as an independent. I'm holding out some shred of hope. We're a nation divided, right? We're on the brink of civil war, basically, in this country. Again, going back to, if you don't have one of these, right, or at least one of these, you might want to invest in some sort of weapon in the future. Because outlook's not good. Outlook's not good in our country right now. We're so divided. We're ready to go. We're ready to go to war with each other over worse things than crypto, and worse things than Trump versus Biden again. Round 2, fight. Right? I mean, it's gonna be Mortal Kombat, blood in the streets, over dumb ideology. When the solution's so clear, buy and hold Bitcoin. It's that simple. And if it's not simple to you, please, I will try to lay it down and explain it to you the best I can to any of the newcomers. We don't get too many newcomers on here these days. But hey, if you're new, you see the stream, please like and subscribe, do all the things. Gets me on the algos. I appreciate it very much. But yeah, moving on. RFK, I thought that was really entertaining to see maybe Tony Robbins or Jesse Ventura. Oh my God. Jesse Ventura, I have to say, Jesse Ventura and RFK would be like the crypto, well, yeah, I mean, they're probably both really big in the crypto as well, but they'd be the conspiracy dream team, that's for sure. All right, anywho, Jesus, there's so much going on. So much going on. Craig Wright, this is what I was talking about, MicroStrategy, right? They plan to buy another $500 million as they're offering their convertible senior notes, where they'll use the proceeds to buy Bitcoin. Same thing they've been doing for the last 3 years. This is the same thing they've been doing. And the funny thing is that now other companies, other institutions are picking up on this strategy, and they're running with it too. Because they're like the banks, right? This is the infinite money glitch. I figured this out too, and I know we all kind of make fun of Sailor and say, oh yeah, there is no second best, right?
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay, it's not like Google and Facebook. It's not like Apple and Amazon. Yeah, we can debate Apple or Amazon, what's better. They both look like tech monopolies to me. They both look pretty good. On the other end, Bitcoin or no?
Here it comes.
Bitcoin. Bitcoin's crypto asset. This entire idea of like 60% dominance is bullshit, ridiculous, stupid, right? Like, it's stupid. It's not 60% dominant. It's like 96% or 95% dominant, right? The thing, if you compare it as a crypto asset to a like kind of proof of work crypto network, right? That's meant to be a store of value. You know, you're lucky if you can scrape together 5% of other stuff in the last bucket. So there is no real competitor.
There is no second best. Yes, we know. And he came out in Madrid, remember? Bitcoin Atlantis and said the same thing too.
We all know Bitcoin is the best asset.
Aged very well too, may I mind you. But anywho, he's been kind of thrown into the wolves, right? Until he's proven wrong, he's right. Borrow the money, sell the chairs, sell the office furniture. You don't need anything, just a building, an empty building, and we just buy Bitcoin. Yeah, mortgage your house. Yeah, it's one of his favorite quotes. One of my favorite quotes he has is, "If you like the thing that you don't want to lose it, borrow money against that thing and then buy Bitcoin." Right? That's what drove me into my my spiral. But anywho, it's working for him. That's the infinite money glitch. So if you understand that, you're following with me now. Look what Coinbase is doing. Look what Coinbase is doing. Same damn thing. Coinbase sells $1 billion bond as crypto and the company's stock prices soar. What are they doing with this? I wonder, since the over-the-counter BTC is pretty much run dry, since the ETFs are buying up, again, what was it, 13,000 Bitcoin? We only do 900 a day right now. Not 13,000. We don't do 10,000. We don't even do 1,000 Bitcoin. We can't mine 1,000 Bitcoin a day. And BlackRock just bought 13,000 today. All right, let that sink in. This is why we're not bullish enough. This is why we're letting all of these big institutions come in and take it all away from us. This is ours. This is created by, hopefully, a like-minded individual off the backs of the the financial crisis of 2008, right? The great housing crisis. We talk about this all the time. The great housing crisis. We're going to let BlackRock take all that potential away from us? The greatest reversal of wealth in the entire world we've ever seen? In our generation, this is our only time to ever accumulate this type of wealth. And especially those who have families, right? I couldn't tell you how many times I've tried to talk my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my coworkers at McDonald's, my friends, my loved ones, into maintaining and ensuring that their wealth is intact here in the future. They're not losing 10% of their purchasing power year on year, and not being able to save a dime because saving accounts are a sham, right? We're paying so much money to have our money being stored at the banks, and then they're using when I found out about this, that changed my life. Back in 2020, I did research into the banking industry and found out that I think it was like somewhere between 90 and 99% of all of your dollars in the bank are being used by asset managers at their institutions to invest in other things. They're making money on your money. Why? And now we're doing the same thing with BlackRock's ETF, Fidelity's ETF. ARK Invest is even doing the same thing, right? You're buying them Bitcoin because they're holding it. And then when you're cash out, you're getting cash. You're getting that. You're getting that exactly. You're getting cash out. And they're holding the asset that they're still holding. That is why everyone's kind of got this big battle against BlackRock, because they own 88% of all US stocks. 88%. We're gonna let them do the same thing with crypto now? It's gotta stop. At some point this has gotta stop. And Congress isn't doing anything, the Senate isn't doing anything, our government's failed us. No one's the tech monopolies and everything else. They just let it all kind of run. This is the kind of stuff you got to kind of pay attention to and just kind of like see where are you at? Where are we at as a species, right? We're basically enslaving everyone to the banks, right? You have got you've got a mortgage, you've got a car, you've got maybe you got a second mortgage, right? You got all these things. You got a credit card that's super racked up, maybe 10, 20, 30. Remember that one famous song by Peter Griffin? I got $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call me, I tell them I can't pay it back yet. Credit card debt? Yeah. They're making all that money on the fees. They're making all the money on the interest. We're a slave to the lender. And, Bitcoin breaks the chains from all the people out there. All the people out there that they're wising up to what's going on. And that's exactly what it is a reversal of wealth in our country. The Great Reset, which is arguably going to be Bitcoin, I guess. It's crazy. And this came out to, this is shared on Reddit. All this stuff is happening right now. It's nuts. 1,500 millionaire wallets a day are now becoming millionaires. I'm getting up there. I'm getting close. I think by the end of the cycle, I might be a millionaire. So yeah, I definitely believe this sentiment. It's happening. And so that's what I really don't like people saying, oh, I'm never going to be able to get one Bitcoin, so I don't think I should invest. And I always tell people, you can invest right now. We're higher now, right? So last time I gave someone the spiel, we were at like 50,000 or something like that. At the time, $50,000 Bitcoin, 1% was only $500, right? And so my narrative was basically, if you could invest as much as you can and get 1%, that's how I started. I never thought I'd be able to be a whole coiner. I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd ever get, because when I started, it was 35, went up to 60, 69, and then we climbed up back down, right? It's going to happen, maybe not as strong. If the ETF's holding it up as a shelf, I don't think we'll ever see that big of a drop again. But yeah, if you DCA 1%, and we get to a $10 million Bitcoin, $100 million Bitcoin, what do you think that 1% of 100 million is going to be worth? 1 million. Will the dollar still be worth as much as it was today? No, it won't. But if it's even close, you have $1 million. We're estimating Fidelity came out, and this was before the hype, before the ETFs. This was like 2022, 2023. Fidelity came out with their bold prediction, $1 billion Bitcoin by 2038. That was their prediction. I've showed it on the chart before. I have it all mapped out on my chart. I'll just kind of go through it real quick. Why not? I've got the pins. I can do it. I got all the things, all the tools. I've been mapping this thing out here 3 years now. I've been in the space for, doing research now for about 9,000 hours. I kind of know what I'm talking about. I'm not the most expert person in the field. No, there's people that know more than I do, but I've seen some shit. You know, I've lived through the whole bear market and the bull market last cycle. So, yeah, these predictions. I was following these predictions specifically last cycle. 2021, 2022, 2023. JP Morgan predicts 120,000 Bitcoin this year. That's still possible. I think that is more than likely after the halving. We could reach 100,000 by the halving, 90,000 by the halving, and then just go parabolic. 150? At this point, I believe it. I was expecting 100,000 by the end of the year anyway. 70,000 by the halving. We're already past 70,000 now. 75K, and I'm already broke my prediction. $318,000 Bitcoin by 2025, Citibank predicts. Right? We'll see how that goes in 2025. I think it's going to be much higher. But we'll see how Bitcoin plays out. 600,000 in 2028. I just kind of start filling in the gaps. Arthur Hayes predicts a $1 million Bitcoin by 2026. ARK predicts a $1 million Bitcoin. That was Kathy Wood's original prediction. We can actually update this now. She predicts a $2.3 million prediction now in 2030. Yeah, and then we just keep going up and up and up and up. Crazy numbers. 10 million, 40 million, 100 million, 400 million, 600 million, until we get to Fidelity's 2038, $1 billion prediction. And they primarily believe this is because the dollar is going to go through hyperinflation. So, do we want to live through that? Probably not. Then again, we're living in a dystopian future. This is reality now. This is it. It's just the hard truth, man. I mean, these asset managers know what's up. They know what's going on. When I remember last year, I deleted the prediction now, but Coinbase's ex-CEO predicted a $1 million Bitcoin. It was like within 90 days during the summer of last year. It didn't happen, obviously, but we were going through all those budget hearings, and it looked like at the time that we weren't going to pass proper a proper budget, and we still haven't passed the proper budget, mind you. We're just still kind of kicking the can down the road until after the election now. This is kind of what we're looking at. Anywho, let's get back to current day. Current day, look at this. We're dipping down under 73 now. Consolidating down to 72.8 for the time being. Man, I gotta really scroll back out. Get back to where we were. Reality. But yeah, this is what we're dealing with. This is the current narratives we are given, and Bitcoin's still covered every single day on the news, right? Still got Bitcoin all over Fox News, CNBC, CNN started covering it a little bit alongside the debates and the 2024 election. So it's going to be a key player in the 24 election, that's for sure. Everyone's talking about crypto and what they're whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, and where we stand on it. And Biden still hasn't come out and said anything positive about Bitcoin, so I guess it's going to be Trump or RFK for me. If I were going to choose one, I'd say RFK, but I know the world's not going to agree with that. Anywho, Bitcoin. Crazy town. Oh man. There's still ton to cover. Craig Wright, right? Craig Wright, the guy who pretty much, I don't know if you want to say pretend, if that's accurate, if he pretended to be Satoshi, if he really is Satoshi. He still is trying to prove he is for the intellectual rights of the IP of Bitcoin, probably to sell, patents and make some money off of, say, this Pez dispenser. I don't know what his game is, but yeah, he's not getting very far. And apparently the council hits back at the COPA's fraud allegations in its closing argument. This is good. They're gonna come back with this. I'm sure they're gonna reappeal, and we're gonna talk about Craig Wright as Satoshi again here in the next few months. So the fraud claims had no exact proof that he was Satoshi. Every witness he had was pretty much loose, very, very loose that he was Satoshi. Craig Wright's legal team denied that Crypto Open Patent Alliance's arguments in its closing argument on Wednesday. COPA took Wright to court last month to try and prove he is not Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin. And here we are. Craig Wright's team started its closing submissions on Wednesday by rebutting the Crypto Open Patent Alliance's fraud allegations against Wright in the trial set that whether or not Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin. Anthony Grebiner, Wright's attorney, hit back at the COP's argument. Private signing sessions Wright hosted to prove he was the Bitcoin founder and has subverted, saying that no proof has been presented. He had also argued that COPA's witness Patrick Madden's evidence was inadmissible due to his ties with the COPA. Madden had testified that many of Wright's reliance documents have been altered, often with the apparent purpose of supporting his claims. Not good. Counsel says in closing statements on Tuesday that evidence shared during the trial shows beyond a doubt that Wright isn't Satoshi. COPA's representative also said they plan to ask UK prosecutors to consider if the computer scientist perjured himself during the trial. Yeah, I mean, I still think that we had Satoshi back in, it was like 2012 or 2015. I did a whole bunch of research when I first got into Bitcoin. Let me see if I can pull this up. He was like back in California, I think. the original pictures we have, who we originally believe was Satoshi Nakamoto. Wasn't it like Dorian? Yeah, Dorian Prentice. Satoshi Nakamoto, a 64-year-old Japanese American living in California, was identified by journalist Leah McGrath Goodman in a 2014 Newsweek article as the creator of Bitcoin. Nakamoto was trained as a physicist at California State Polytechnic University. I mean, I still believe that he was really. We got pictures. Obviously, this was him. We had the famous picture of him holding up his license. Freaking great. Here's him with the press. And where is him holding up his? There it is. His license. Come on. Cover all over the damn place. This one here. This is the infamous picture of Satoshi Nakamoto, right? I still believe this guy was really Satoshi. He had changed his name at some point. He was studying. He fit the bill, right? I don't know. If anyone is Satoshi, I think it was definitely him. But yeah, rumors are still all over the place. Some people are even saying that Max Kaiser is Bitcoin creator Satoshi, but that's a thing for another day. Yeah, there's just so much going on. Drake, right? I don't know if I can pull that up real quick if I can find it. Drake was posting, retweeting Sailor's interview that I just played back. So celebrities are now jumping on board again. This happened last cycle as well. So I thought that was interesting. What else is going on? So much. We had the El Salvador income tax that came out. So they're looking. Think they're going to drop income tax for foreign investments. Again, just making El Salvador more of the home for Bitcoin, right? We'll see. I've seen some video of its current state in El Salvador. Yeah, it is better than what it was, but it's still not the utopia that we envision a Bitcoin paradise to be, right? It's still not perfect. So we gotta get time on that. But yeah, Bukele was basically talking about, how well it's doing for their country. He was at CPAC. We showed the video a few days ago. CPAC, he had the video of him basically just going through the entire paces of the US dollar, how the government prints money, how we get taxed, and how it's just an endless cycle, and it's not doing anyone good, and we still have the high deficits every year on year. It's not doing anyone any good. But I digress. Treasuries. Go back into treasuries. We talked about how BlackRock is at now 215,000 Bitcoin. They've outpaced everyone except for Grayscale. That's coming, I'm sure. And US, of course, is at 215, so we're going to surpass them. We already have by 625 Bitcoin. And MicroStrategy's plan to buy $500 million more is going to outpace the United States once again. What's interesting is the United States kept saying that they were going to sell off their Bitcoin programmably on schedule, year on year, every quarter, and they didn't follow through with that last year. They sold off once, I think, last year, and they didn't go over again. Yeah, they sold off once last year. It's supposed to be every half a year, whatever it was, selling off the Bitcoin they got from the Silk Road. Still didn't do it. Instead, no, we just acquired more. So what's going on? What's going on with that? That's what I want to know. And how much do we have that we don't even know, right? How much is on the black market, you know, on the Pentagon's holding, and some black projects that we don't even know the spending on, right? I'm sure there's a lot of that used in espionage and everything else. So yeah, another reason I wanted to jump in here too is we got countries, right? And El Salvador is way down here. They only had 2,381 Bitcoin, but just that small amount for an entire nation has completely changed the livelihood of their entire country and the status of their community in the entire, you know, world scale of Latin America. Very impressive. They fought off all the crime, all the gangs. The entire country was run by gangs, and now they have some basic freedoms. This is great. Yeah, nothing else really moved here. China's still at 190,000. Let's see where we're at with the coin market cap, and then we're going to look at 9 o'clock with China and the rest of the world markets, what they're doing with Bitcoin. The evening. This evening, Bitcoin is at. It's working its way back up to 73 again. After another bit dip. This is the same pattern we had yesterday. When we had this, yeah, right there. We had this Adam and Eve structure, right? A dip and then a rounded bottom, Adam and Eve. And yeah, probably going to see another explosion here in the foreign market tonight. And then tomorrow morning, I'll probably wake up again. Like I said last night. I said this last night. Probably going to go to bed. Wake up and it's going to be 73,000. Exactly what we woke up to. What am I going to say tonight? Probably going to go to bed. Gonna wake up to 74,000. Because yeah, every week now, I think it was like 3 weeks ago I said we're at a average price structure evaluation of $500 price action a day. So that's on average, consolidating, right? Moving on up. And then a week later it was 666. Now we're probably at 725. And now we're probably at like 850. So almost every day now we're looking at a price fluctuation between somewhere between $700 and $1,000 per day, and they're dropping billions of dollars every freaking day. I remember we were getting inflows of like 500 million to 800 million towards the end, the beginning of February. The end of January to beginning of February, and now we're at like almost $1 billion every day. It's crazy, absolutely insane. I'm in disbelief when I look at I wake up and look at my portfolio. Some days I'm like, a day is $5,000, a day is $10,000, a day is what? This is not real. And that's just kind of feeling kind of dirty now, and I feel like I'm stealing from people, but I'm not. I'm not stealing from anyone. I'm just fighting off the debasement of the dollar. That's the reality. Just trying to cope with it. Yeah. So, crypto market cap. We did look at the total assets, right? The entire world. Bitcoin's now ranking number 8 in the world stage. We're going after Google next. It won't be too long. I'd say by summer we probably will pass Google and maybe Amazon. It depends too. Stocks are not doing well right now. We had a down day today, and we can check the fear and greed. We kind of skipped over that segment this morning. This evening. Yeah, we fell down on the greed index. We were up in the 70s, 80s last week with the stock fear and greed. And you want to know where crypto is? Probably still in the 80s. Yeah, look at that. High 80s. Nuts. I can't remember the last time we were this freaking high. Oh my god. Insane. Look at this. Previous close was 70. Crazy. Yeah, so that's where we're at. Dollar's probably 101, 102. Yep, 102. And yeah, we already went over crypto bubbles. So we're up to date there. But yeah, I mean, this is insane. We are going to outpace definitely Amazon and Google by the end of the year. Maybe Saudi Aramco, you know, one of the largest oil reserves. And then Nvidia, we're coming for Nvidia. And that's going to be probably the toughest one around the end of summer to break. And then my ultimate nemesis, Apple. Ugh. We're coming for you, and every broken iPhone behind you. Oh my God. Oh man. And then gold's gonna be the toughest one to break, and we'll get there. It's just gonna take time. We're almost past the gold ETFs in terms of gold ETFs. Peter Schiff was talking about last night. We covered that interview, the debate between gold and Bitcoin, and yeah, gold was gold is outflowing their ETFs into Bitcoin. So we're seeing a reversal now with gold ETFs into Bitcoin. And Peter Schiff admitted it. Even though he didn't want to say anything positive about Bitcoin, he admitted it. So yeah, that's a thing. So anyway, top 10 cryptos. Anything change? Avalanche is still top 10. Nice holding. Doge is still above it. Doge driving me crazy. Cardano's moving up. I'm happy to see Cardano sitting there at 8. Big things for Cardano. It's almost getting closer to 80 cents. We had a huge pop in the last couple weeks. Then we got stable coins, USDC, XRP is moving on up too. We had a pump to about 70 cents. Fell back down today a little bit. And then yeah, BNB and the Binance Exchange coin. Tether, another stable coin, and then of course Ethereum and Bitcoin. And yeah, there's some people saying that Ethereum could outpace Bitcoin in terms of market cap, where it's at now. I don't think it's going to ever outpace Bitcoin, to be honest, but especially not with the fees being so damn high. Come on Ethereum, come on Vitalik, fix your shit. Because if you don't, Solana's coming for it, right? And look at that. Oh my God, how did I space that today? Solana's almost up to 170. We're going to be at $200 Solana in no time. How did I miss that? Man, it's just too much to cover. Even top 10. It's easy to fade a top 10. That's terrible. And I've got a big bag in Solana. Yeah, and then we got Polkadot's moving on up, which is great to see some movement in Polygon as well. Polygon was dubbed the stablecoin last year, as it sat at like 70-80 cents for an entire year and then fell back down. Chainlink is moving on up. Man, $20 for Chainlink now. Tron, still don't understand why people are using Tron, but each their own. I know there's a lot of countries that support it. Bitcoin Cash, I don't know why that's still a thing. Please, let's get rid of that, guys. Uniswap, nice DEX, always moved well in the bull cycles. Near, great project. I own a bag of that as well. Litecoin, almost hitting back to $100 range. So little fact on Litecoin. It had its halving last year. Litecoin had its halving last year. It didn't really do anything. It was a buy the rumor, sell the news. I threw made a little bit of money on that last year. It broke about 80, 90 and then fell back down to 60 or something like that. But yeah, Litecoin, you believe in the project? Honestly, I don't have nothing against Litecoin. I think it's great if you want to use that as a form of payment in the future, maybe, but it's not for me. Why would you hold another asset other than Bitcoin? Solana or Jasmy? Well, that's a good comparison. What would you invest? Say $1,000, right? What would you make more money on? I'd say probably Jasmy, just because the market cap's still smaller. Solana is again top 5 crypto right now, right? So Solana would be. It's got a market cap of $74 billion, whereas we gotta go back down to the top 100 to find Jasmy, and it fell back down again because everything's moving up. Probably like 108 right now, 105, 109. Jasmy's got a market cap of $1 billion. $1 billion. Okay, so we're talking about, what did I say, $74 billion market cap versus Jasmy. I don't think Jasmy will get to a $74 billion market cap anytime soon. It's gonna be, oh wow, their crypto feeding greed index is even higher than the one we just looked at. But anyway, one way to check is if you look at the coin perspective, right? You can check this at coinperspective.com, just a little tool to help you out on your crypto journey. And if you look at some of these projects, you can see the total market cap, right? Say Ethereum's at $476 billion, right? That's a huge market cap. It's the second largest market cap in crypto. Still a baby when it comes to other assets on the planet, but that's huge in our space. So you scroll back down to, we're talking about Solana, and it's more than just the market cap. There's so many other factors. You have the market cap. So we go switch to Solana. If we look at this here, you can take Solana. It's got a $74 billion market cap. That's how much money is invested in the Solana ecosystem, right? And then you have the circulating supply. So I have 443 million Solana tokens in the total supply right now that's circulating, and the total max supply is 571, with some still being minted, I believe. I don't know if we can get that on here. Should be on the about page if there is an about page. Yeah, probably on more stats. So it should tell you the total supply. That's important to know, the total max supply, how much is left to be issued. I'm not seeing it on here. That is concerning. 78% of its total supply. I guess that would be the total. This seems weird. Maybe it's because some was burned. This doesn't seem right to me. It's not even. My brain wants to see even numbers. But anyway, the circulating supply, right? 443 million out of a max supply of 571 million. That's quite a lot more than Bitcoin, for example, right? There's only 21 million Bitcoin. And a lot of these tokens are going to be higher because they have different use cases, right? Every token's programmed to be a different, have a different mechanism, right? It's programmed to tokenomics are different. This is what we're referring to as tokenomics. But when it comes to the market cap, you also need to know a little bit about what's going on in tokenomics. Solana is being used primarily as a layer 2 solution, right? We have, it's a layer 1 solution, but layer 2 is being built on it, like Ethereum. We have got games being built on Solana. We've got large institutions coming in and building things on top of it. Visa, right? Last year we talked about Visa, or we talked about Visa's partnership with Solana and their settlement, right? There's so many things to be built on these chains, right? And so you have the total market supply, the circulating supply, and then the total, that's going to be available. So once you understand that, you understand the money that is invested into it is affected by how much is in circulation, because that's the limit, right? That's how we get price discovery. That's how we understand how Bitcoin is going to go up when there's $20 trillion into Bitcoin, right? And we know it's going to be probably around 1 million at that point, or more. So that's what we have to look into. So Solana right now, if you want to see a price target for Solana, you want to guesstimate, you want to see $1,000 to invest, and you want to see if Solana is going to perform better than Jasmine, for example. I can tell just by looking at Solana. You can compare it to Ethereum. If Solana ever got as big as Ethereum, and you invested $1,000, and say you want Ethereum to get up to $1,000, that would make that. Let's make it easier. Say you bought, what would be $1,000 and it's not as easy now that it's $167. Let's just say you bought 10 Ethereum, right? I mean 10 Solana. So 10 times $167. Your investment is $1,670. And you bought 10 Solana. And you want the market cap to be, you expect the market cap to be as big as Ethereum. As big as Ethereum. Right now, Solana is only at 74 billion. If it gets to 400 more billion in their ecosystem, you're looking at $1,000 Solana, right? So if you had invested 1,600 right now into 10 Solana, you'd be up about $8,000, right? Because you invested 1,600, and you had 10 Solana, and now 10 Solana is worth the same, market cap as ETH. So it would be what, 1,075 per coin. So you'd be up pretty big. You'd be up, actually about $9,000. So let's do the same thing, but we can't use the same market cap because I personally think that, at some point Solana will get as big as Ethereum. I think there's so much more potential with Solana being built. All the layer 2s on Solana doing so much better. Everything's so fast, everything's so cheap, everyone wants to come into the Solana ecosystem. It also had the best meme coins right now, right? Bonk's doing amazing. I think Dog with Hat is also Solana, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, let's go into that. So Jasmy, right? So let's do the same thing with Jasmy. So just remember that if Solana gets up to $1,000 and you invested 10 Solana, was it 1,600? You'd be up about nine grand. So Jasmy, right? If you want Jasmy, we're definitely not getting as big as Ethereum with Jasmy. Let's go down a little lower. Maybe say we get as big as, what's another big project? Gala. 2.5 billion. Yeah, I can see that happening this cycle, maybe. Right now it's only at about a $1 billion market cap. Let's say we can double, maybe even more than that. Let's say it's even higher up than Gala. Gala's still pretty early too. It's a big gaming coin if you're not familiar with Gala. It's gonna get bigger, but right now it's still pretty small. What can we compare it to? I want to maybe. So you have to understand what Jasmy's all about, right? So Jasmy's a layer 2 Ethereum token, which is great because we just got the DENCUN upgrade. It's going to be cheaper for people to buy into Jasmy and transact in for them to do their settlements and everything else with the layer 2. But how big is Cardano? That might be a little too big too. $26 billion into. How about DOT? How big is DOT? 15 billion. I'm gonna say how we just do it safe and do a 4x. I'm just gonna put it in manually. Say we get a $4 billion market cap for Jasmy. The $4 billion will put it almost at a penny. If it gets a 4x from here, that would be about 80 cents. You know what that means. If you got a million Jasmy, you're almost at $1 million. But if you had invested today, right? Jasmy's at 2 pennies, right? And you say you bought $1,000 of Jasmy. At 2 pennies. I don't even know how much Jasmine that would be. Oh my god. I can't do math. Oh Jesus. So $1,000. I'm just terrible with this. I'm just gonna open up Coinbase. Oh my god. Pretend like I'm gonna buy $1,000 of Jasmy. I'll bring this on over. Probably show. Nope. Can't do that. All right, so we're gonna buy $1,000 worth of Jasmy. Right now, that would be 48,136 Jasmy. All right, this is turning into a little bit longer of an adventure than I thought it was gonna be. So let's just say 48,000 Jasmy. You buy 48,000 Jasmy right now for $1,000 today. At that point in time, if we do end up getting as big as market cap as, a 4x, so $4 billion would be, right now we're at $1 billion. We get a $4 billion Jasmy market cap, we'd be sitting at $39,360 with $1,000 investment today. So With that being said, with a lower market cap, right? It's higher risk, higher reward. You'll make $30,000 more than you would investing into Solana right now at the current levels. Both are pretty challenging. I think the Jasmine one's a little. There's gonna be a lot of adoption with Solana. Could Solana even get higher than $1,000 this cycle? Maybe. But Jasmine's got a lot of work to do, right? Got a lot of way to go. A lot of ways to go. But that was a fun exercise. This is stuff I look at all the time. It's a great tool. I encourage everyone to get out there and just learn and play around with these numbers. Again, just taking in simple factors. What is the blockchain used for? How's the tokenomics? What is happening with the token, right? What's the market sentiment? Jasmine's really popular right now as a I would say it's more of a fad in the space right now. But I personally think that Japan's going to really adopt this in a big way. They're talking about medical using it in Japan. They're talking about the government using it in Japan. They're talking about Toyota partnership and Sony and everything else. There's a lot of news in the space when it comes to Jasmine. And I was happy to announce that they averted their what do you call it? The recession, right? That's what we're running into right now. Whether we're going into recession or not. Japan announced that they went into recession 3 weeks ago, and now they have renounced it. So Japan still went back to being the third world's largest economy. So that's very bullish for Jasmine. And I think in the next coming, especially with the DENCUN upgrade, we should see some hype around this. Japan just had the first market open with that news, so it might be a little bit of a sell-off, and then tomorrow we probably consolidate and come back up. That'd be my guess, just by how the markets move with the news. Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Mondo. Again, higher risk, but higher reward on Jasmine. That is what I'm not going to be your financial advisor. I can't do that. I don't have all that the paperwork and the things. But if you do the research and you look into it, you might find the same conclusion I found. All right, let's see where Bitcoin's at. And then we're probably going to call it for tonight. Hope your bags are popping, man. Every time I look down at the corner of my screen, I'm like, holy. I don't recognize it every time I look at it. Going up in a big way. All right, so yeah. Still kind of consolidating. Looks like the other coins are rallying off of this, as Bitcoin and Ethereum have a little bit of a downturn. All the other coins are coming back up. XRP, look at that. That's getting tight. They're probably gonna pop off here soon, coming back down to those levels. So that's about ready to explode. Well, up or down, we'll see. But that's XRP, Solana. It's just like following Bitcoin at this point. It's like, we're the new Bitcoin. No, we're the new Ethereum. That's more like it. I'm super excited for Solana. AVAX, awesome coin. Same kind of sentiment as Solana. ADA. Everyone's just kind of moving up. Everyone's excited. Everyone's happy. We are in a bull run. Crazy. Chainlink. $20 Chainlink. Crazy. Matic. Whoa. Matic was really happy today with the DENCUN upgrade. That was the only coin I was really excited for. I mean, there's other things in the space, right? I mean, you got Render. You got Render on Ethereum, layer 2. There's a lot of projects being built on. You got Fetch AI, right? A lot of the popular AI coins are built on Ethereum. Jasmine's on Ethereum. Don't forget Jasmine. There's plenty of other coins too. Yes, crypto, all the cryptos. Don't forget about gold. Look at this. Oh man, we could see another all-time high for gold here soon as the dollar starts to kind of fade and crumble. Yeah, don't forget that. Yeah, this is gonna be a sentiment for gold too. If you're a player for gold, I don't think the Zoomers and the Millennials are really caring too much about gold. I almost got into gold back in 2012, but luckily I didn't. It really didn't go anywhere over the last 10 years. It hasn't really moved. Yeah, so that's gold. Anyway, what else we got? We got Jesus coin. Don't forget about your Lord and Savior. Other than Bitcoin, right? Other than Bitcoin, Jesus coin. Don't forget. We also have Trump coin too. Yeah, Trump coin. There was a shout out to Trump coin by Trump, sort of. He kind of made a comment on it the other day about how there's all this stuff. I think I might have clipped it. I clipped some Trump stuff lately. Oh no, that was
Chinese digital currency.
Old news. That's
Isn't the
old
next
news.
logical step?
Fake news. Yeah, I gotta get that clip. That clip from this week. I think it happened a couple days ago. Basically, he was like, I was like shilling his sneakers. Oh yeah, we did a sneaker. Let me go pull up the thing real quick. We did some great sneakers. They were great. And then there's it was CNBC. They interviewed him, and Bitcoin interview. There's nobody up there. I love Brave. I love Brave so much, but man, their search engine needs some improvements. Not quite the Eros. Oh my god, that's so old. What the hell? 2 days ago.
I noticed that so many of them were paid for with this with the new currency. And it is that it's a new cryptocurrency, and I couldn't believe the amount. And I'm saying, this thing has really, and other things I do, people are using it. And, I would be, I'm very much a traditionalist. I like staying with the dollar. You know that from when I was there. It's make the dollar the choice. I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar.
They cut that clip. That is wow. That's censorship. They cut that clip on
Mr. President, talking about
I noticed that
I wonder if they did it on purpose. Because their main caster asked them, "Did you invest in Bitcoin?" He's like, "Oh no. But the other cryptos, I made money off the other cryptos." I'll have to dig that up, because I do not like them censoring our our news. That's ridiculous. Oh my god. These sneakers. Yeah, right here.
One thing that I think that at least the perception is that there's not a whole lot of difference between what you think we should do with entitlements or not.
That means people are, they have to make more than 50% more over a fairly short period of time. Just there is a lot you can do in terms of entitlements, in terms of.
Yeah, nah, it's not gonna be easy to find now. That's annoying. I'll have to dig it up later. But yeah, I mean, this is where we're at. This is the current state. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin. Everyone's going crazy. Don't forget the assets under management are being gobbled up by all the asset managers. And yeah, before I go, I am going to touch on Mondo Cat and a new coin for Mondo Cat, a new meme coin. Mondo Cat Girl. How about that? Cat Girl is kind of making its way on up. It just kind of blew up in the last few days. Not financial advice, but yeah, look at that. Boom. The Cat Girl meme coin. Pump that Cat Girl. You said it, not me. That's what he said. Anywho, yeah, hopefully you had some fun this evening. This is just kind of trying to create this Bitcoin hangout for everyone in the space, crypto and the like. Please like and subscribe, do all the things. I would greatly appreciate it. This is hopefully up your alley. We're going to be diving into how the crypto is creating not only the future, but also sustaining the dystopian future that we live in today, and making our 80s and 90s dystopian future and Blade Runner-esque cyberpunk realities true. Watch out, cyber future's here. We're gonna get augments and acid rain's coming. It's coming, especially in China. That smog is bad. Anywho, hope you liked today's show. Please like and subscribe, do all the things. I will catch you guys next time. All right, this is Otaku signing off. Later.